And we are live.
Hello, everyone. Who out there can hear me? We're going to do a sound check right now.
Yeah, hello everyone. Let's do a quick sound check.
Someone please type in the chat if we are audible. Is there anyone that can confirm that we can be heard?
Yeah, Dennis just
Uh,
confirmed.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dennis. Okay. I think yes. I think we have what we're going to have for tonight. So we can go ahead and get started. So obviously, I'm Cameron Clark, as you all know. A long time no see. I love seeing you all today, and whoever's going to come view this later. Mache, you can introduce
Yeah, much
yourself again.
studio. Like probably no one figured out so far. Yeah, so we can simply dive right in.
Yes, and I've gotten a lot of requests from the community at how long these AMAs usually are. So the biggest change we're going to do is this AMA will basically cover broad overview of what's happened over the last few months. And after this AMA, in the same week, we are going to actually release a document that outlines everything that we're talking about in detail. Because we find that it's better to get those details in a written format than listening to me ramble for 2 hours. So, Mache, do you think you can pull up the presentation, please? And does my sound bad? Does my sound bad? Can
No,
someone confirm?
I'm simply going to be muting myself when you are talking because apparently, like my microphone is capturing you when you are talking as well. So I'm simply going to be muting myself. So if I'm talking and you see that you are not hearing me, please remind me that I need to unmute myself. But let's dive into the presentation. Let me go full screen.
Yes, and for those of you that want a quick overview, like I said, I know it's late. You can always check back later this week into the Telegram group where we will publicly post a document that outlines everything we talked about in much more detail.
Okay, I'm going to go straight into the app integrations because the second one is only showcasing the app check-in.
Oh, I think I gave you the wrong. Actually, yeah, never mind. This is the wrong title, but you can go into this. It's the right link.
Yeah.
This is actually the New Year's edition. Yes, you can. I don't know if I'm lagging on my side.
Yeah, you
can go to the
probably
next
are.
slide.
We are at Aquari API integrations. If you could pull up the presentation on your own so you're not lagging behind. I'm simply going to let you know when.
Oh, okay, let me do that. Perfect. So yes, everyone. So what has been happening over the last few months is we've basically had to go deep dive into the technical specifications of what our app actually needs. And based on the technical specifications, we decided to actually integrate 4 different APIs in order to bring together our minimum viable product. So what we found is the 4 that we need. We need Circle. I'll go over why we need each, but we need Circle API, Whales webhooks, Alchemy API, and TradingView charts. So let's go with Circle. So for those of you guys that don't know, Circle is a company that actually is behind the stablecoin USDC. So most people know USDC as a stablecoin, and you trade it on exchanges and whatnot. But what most people don't realize is why USDC was created in the first place. like most, if you look at our traditional banking system, with debit cards and bank accounts and whatnot, we've actually been able to create infrastructure for people to actually create automatic payments. So, for example, say you buying a subscription for like a course online and whatnot, um, pull request can be made to your bank to where basically, okay, funds can be transferred and automatically withdrawn from the request of the company at will if you give said permissions through a subscription. Um, Most businesses actually rely on this to actually work if you're based on a recurring revenue model. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, I don't know what you would use in Europe. Let's say HBO or Netflix. These companies rely on the fact that, okay, in any given moment, you're like, I need this product. This provides value to me. I want to buy and subscribe. And okay, boom, that month you get Netflix. But maybe next month you don't watch Netflix, but hey, you're already subscribed, you're already locked into their ecosystem. And so long as they balance their marketing funds correctly, they're going to be able to scale said business. The problem with crypto now is there's actually no way from a user experience perspective to actually have that same sort of functionality of set and forget, to just buy once and automatically get your debit card charged. Plus, most consumers, when purchasing, they don't want to be thrown onto this whole onboarding process. And so, as talked about in earlier AMAs, way back in September, we realized that the traditional crypto user experience of using MetaMask, that has to get thrown out the window. And we came up with a solution of custodial wallet solution and non-custodial wallet solution integrated into our Aquari app to actually allow these seamless payments and automatic payments to happen. So to achieve this, we use Circle. USDC is a stable coin that's used to actually, for lack of a better word, integrate the crypto economic ecosystem and banking rails, into the traditional banking system. So what we can use with Circle's API is essentially we can have the Aquari smart contract on chain. And what we can do is in our backend, we can actually say, okay, if a user subscribes to Aquari monthly, that person's bank account is going to be charged every month. Fun fact, Circle does support Ideal. I know you guys will definitely want to hear that. So you would have a traditional, I don't know how it would work in the Netherlands, but a traditional debit card transaction is taken every month. And what would happen is through Circle, it would automatically convert that money into USDC, put that on chain, and then swap that USDC on chain for Aquari. So what we're talking about here is we're going to be able to actually charge users. You as a friend can tell people about Aquari. You can have them download the app. They can see our impact. And if they want to support, in that moment, they will be able to put in their debit card information. It will be a purchase like any other traditional thing you would buy. And automatically, we're going to get that recurring revenue on chain. And our Telegram chat is going to be much more excited because, yes, every month we're going to get that. So Circle has 3 sub APIs that actually allow all this to happen. So there's a name for all 3, but this screenshot I have here only, it just has a description. So we'll be able to accept global payments, as I said, by accepting card, traditional payment methods that sell in USDC. Fun fact, people also want to be able to withdraw their Aquari. So Circle will allow us to actually create the rails for you to sell your Aquari in app and actually have that automatically sent to your bank account. No need for exchanges or any intermediaries. You just pay a transaction fee like you would when using your Visa card as per usual. And then the powerful accounts infrastructure. So this is the API that actually will handle the management of each of our users' non-custodial wallet and custodial wallet solutions. So when you log into an exchange account, how you can deposit your crypto and it just sits there. It's in the hands of whatever exchange, not in your wallet. In order to make crypto UX easier, we were like, okay, let's have people actually transact with debit cards. It's going to deposit the Aquari into an integrated wallet in the app, but we're gonna abstract away all of the crypto lingo. We're going to make it seem like you just have an account balance like you would in any other Web2 based app. And that this last third API is what allows us to manage and create accounts for each individual user and automatically swap that person's US dollars or euros into Aquari on chain and manage the intermediary between the two. So in short, Circle is a bridge between the traditional finance system and blockchain ecosystem. And USDC is that bridge, that intermediary asset between the two that allows it to happen. Whales, webhooks. So what we found is we need a way that's easily query the blockchain for any changes that happen. So Monty, can you go to the next slide, please?
We are on the next one.
Yeah, so as you see, on-chain event tracking made easily. So what Whales allows us to do is we can actually listen to specific events on the blockchain and set up webhooks. For those of you that are traditional developers, you know just how beautiful webhooks can be. We are able to query, trigger, automate on-chain data, access with ease, and get notified in real time. Go to the next slide, Monte, please. So, for example, what Whales will allow us to do is we're going to be able, from our perspective, we need to know when users' assets finally settle from USDC on chain to be able to tell our app when to automatically swap and convert that to Aquari. Also to do so, vice versa. So some things that a Whales developer platform allows us to do is basically it can monitor token transfers, token mints, token approvals, token burning. Also address activity. We can monitor if a specific crypto address has made any deposits at any given time, give us notifications, send transfers, approves and swaps. And so what we can do is we can, we're using this to actually coordinate our backend, but most of you guys won't be concerned about that. But one thing that you will be concerned about is we can actually create Telegram bots and Discord bots that basically allow you to get a more overall view of what's happening. So, for example, if we want to see developer wallet liquidation activity, we can easily set up something that transparently pushes that every time that happens to our app in an easily and seamless way. So just think of this is like a semaphore. If something happens on chain, it's going to create a webhook that we can put to our application to be able to display that data to you, so you can have a more, instead of you having to understand and push through BSC scan or Ether scan, we can actually translate that data into a more user-friendly and readable format. Go back to the slide 3, Mache, please. Okay, so the third API is Alchemy. And if most of you are blockchain developers, Alchemy is just an easier way to just interact with the blockchain without having to use any lower level libraries. The fourth is the trading view charts. So, Mantra, can you go to slide 6, please? So while Mancha and I were in Dubai last year, we actually encountered some team members from TradingView. And you guys can Google this company on the side right now. But for those of you that aren't familiar with TradingView, TradingView is the company that's responsible for developing the charting solution that the entire crypto industry uses. So, for example, if you're trading crypto on an exchange such as Binance, Coinbase, Bitvolvo, these exchanges use TradingView's chart solution to actually take the smart contract data and convert that into candles for you to chart pricing. So what we're going to be able to do with this is we're going to, in-app, be able to display charting data for a query. This will allow users to not have to go to separate sites and whatnot. Like I said, we need to abstract away all of this crypto UX. We need a one-stop place for all this data. And so TradingView charts will just allow us to chart our smart contract data. That is it. So these four APIs are actually the base level of what we're going to need to actually build out our application. Circle, just let you know, actually is a paid product, and Mantra and I have been in contact with an amazing representative named Sheldon, who actually was able to. Normally, they charge monthly, but we had made our case at how we're a startup and made the case how we're an environmental conservation organization, and they were actually happy to work with us and give us API access without payments until we actually were able to scale our user base. So that was really good to hear from them. But just to let you know that as we scale, that will be a fixed cost that comes with building out our application. Go to slide 7, please.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, I know the Aquari t-shirts had arrived earlier, but those earlier t-shirts were made of a lower quality. There was some miscommunication in terms of between our team and the vendor, and they had actually made shirts with too low of a thread count, and that was not conductive to Mahar and his team. So we had actually were able to revise these t-shirts, revise the logo, make it more aesthetically pleasing. And from now on, whenever, if you go into Beach Please's social media, whenever they do features, Aquari branding is present. Slide 8, please.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last month, Mahar has attended COP27. And a fun fact is, as you see, my surroundings have actually changed. I am currently in Islamabad, Pakistan, discussing app integration and meeting with many connections I've met on my entrepreneurial journey. I'm actually here en route to Mumbai. So Mahar and I, as well as Mache, have actually been coordinating for an actual Mumbai visit. This is long overdue, but this is actually a time where, yes, I will physically show up in Mumbai, get to see and oversee Beach Please's operations. I've discussed with Mahar to discuss our shared vision moving forward. So in the next coming weeks, please expect to see our social media showcasing Mahar and I in person at one of his cleanups. Next slide.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. As this is the news that everyone wants to hear about, we do not want to push this on the video because a lot of this information is paramount, and we actually have people that are actually watching our move who want to try to copy and figure out Aquari's magic sauce. So I will discuss this here, but what will happen is after this AMA this week, there will be a document that goes in depth with the app architecture and design and the flow of funds and whatnot, as well as in detail the specific sort of grant opportunities and avenues to monetization that we have developed. That's actually what we want to discuss with you over what we've been doing over these last few months. The main thing that we've done is figure out exactly what needs to be built, learn how to actually build it, and figure out what's happening with the grants and our go-to-market strategy. All of that is going to be in detail, in paragraphs, outlined in the document. We will post that into the Telegram chat temporarily. So I will announce when it's going to be released, and whoever is truly interested in seeing in transparent all the work that's been done over these last few months, you should download that, save that on your hard drive, and look, because it's been 2 years since we've been on this journey, and competition shows up. So I will just leave it at that. But as for the grants that I can share in public, Techstar Sustainability Parents. So earlier last year, before the new year came in, there was a Techstars Impact Program Accelerator. And we had chosen not to go with Techstars Impact. We're actually going with Techstars Sustainability Paris. So Techstars Sustainability Paris has interviews and a screening community for projects on the 2nd of, no, my apologies, the February 6th. So coming February 6th, they're going to invite various companies and interview them and see which ones they potentially might want to finance. And in this picture on the left, it's too small for you to see, but that's an email saying that they will get back to us in the coming week for an interview. So please wish us luck on that. As for immediate near-term grants, Binance Chain does not have a huge, how would I say, ecosystem support for early stage projects. CZ tends to wait till projects are more developed before supporting. And we found that the team over at Near actually is more aligned with Aquari in the sense that they actually wish to invest in projects that generate negative carbon output, that are geared towards sustainability, and are much more of a fit in terms of supporting a project that's at our given stage. And so at first, we had ignored Near because it would require us to develop for develop for their blockchain, which uses a specific programming language. It's not EVM compatible traditionally. And Mache and I did not want to place our eggs in one basket in the sense that if the Near ecosystem collapses, then all the source code that we've developed is not going to be easily portable to other chains. Late last year, my amazing connection over at Near, Joanna, had informed Mache and I that Near is implementing a layer 2 EVM chain called Aurora. And so the benefits of Aurora is similar to that of Polygon or any other layer 2 chain. So if we write smart contract for Aurora, that is good for us because it means that no matter what happens to said ecosystem, if anything happens, we can always easily port to Binance Chain or to Ethereum. So we're in talks with the Aurora team, hashing out grants for that. And there are other grants and accelerators that are in the works, but that will be included in the document. I do not want to share said information on a public YouTube video. But yeah, so that is the quick update. I know you guys want to hear specific news, and to be quite honest, the specific news that you all want to hear is in a document. So if you want to hear all that you've been waiting for, please keep an eye out this week and download that. We will only keep it up for a couple of days because, like as I said, it is sensitive information when we are out of choice at this point. So now Masha and I will open up the chat for any questions.
To be perfectly honest, I think it's going to be even better to have people interested in learning that information to DM you or me or whoever from the team to send a link so it's not out in the open.
That too. So yes, actually, you know what? Will I do that? You'll see the notification in the Telegram chat this coming week. Either we're going to just drop the download in the chat, or we will say, hey, you've been a loyal Aquarian. We're putting out this link now. Please send Matcha and I a direct message within the next 3 days to get a copy of the technical specifications and the report over everything. That I think that might be the best way to do it. We will see as time draws near, but expect that this week. As I said, in said document will also include information about said competition and whatnot. But we just want to say that it's good to be flattered when other people see your project idea and wish to copy it. So we'll leave it at that, everyone. Just yeah, any questions? If not, stay tuned this week. We'll put a notification out to the Telegram chat and make sure to send a private message to Machi and I within 3 days of that pinned message going out in the chat, and you will get a design document outlaying everything. That will all be, Thomas, that will all be outlined in the document. So it will have timelines and expected, like I said, it's not a hardcore guarantee, but it's going to have an estimate over how long each model is going to take, because we have to break everything into parts. So, for example, Mancha and I will have to code the circle in API integration and actually programmatically say how we're trying to move funds on chain, set up all of the accounts, whatnot. Is there a backup scenario for Circle, like a Black Swan event? Yes, Mario. So that's the interesting thing about Circle is they're actually one of the few companies in the space that actually, as far as I'm aware, I'm sure there might be other companies, but they just haven't scaled as much as Circle. But Circle is the only company that I'm aware in the space, after doing a lot of extensive research, that has actually linked linked a stablecoin with fiat on ramp and off ramp solutions, in the sense of not, buying crypto, putting in a wallet, then using MetaMask to buy, but allowing us to actually create an app where you just put in your bank information and we could dramatically move the funds to swap into Aquari without the user even doing all those complicated steps that crypto is known for. So if Circle, for example, becomes, I guess, insolvent, or Circle is no longer a market leader, or something happens, then either A, we port our code base over to that new provider, or B, there is no competition, and the crypto space as a whole gets sent back, and we're not able to do these debit card automatic transactions anymore. If like, wait, did something happen? The integrated wallet is custodial. Mache, can you please clarify? I always forget. Non-custodial is the one where the exchange holds your crypto for you, correct? I always mix up the two.
Yeah, I always mix up the two, but the custodial is when there is a custody over the wallet, so like in Binance, for example. Non-custodial is like, for example, MetaMask.
Yes, or maybe we've mixed the two. But either way, for those of you, I know there are people that use Aquari that are crypto native. You've embraced privacy and anonymity. We want to keep that spirit of decentralization. So if you are crypto native, you will just continue to buy Aquari as you usually do. Or like you said, you can use the app. You can log into our app with your MetaMask, with your wallet, or you can log in the web to, have a username and password. These are two different ways to do it. So that way we can cater to our anonymous users, and also, my aunt who just wants to support the environment and does not want to get crypto red pilled and over the span of weeks to be able to support this cause. To develop in the future on another stable coin. So here's the thing: there are no, for example, USDT, BUSD. These companies, Binance and Tether, they have not developed application interfaces to actually connect us, their stablecoins, with the banking system. That's what makes USDC unique. It's the only company that has taken this approach of, okay, let's create a stablecoin and let's create application interfaces to where people can treat crypto wallet addresses like how traditional companies move money across bank accounts. Yes, it's another option. So there's two options. When you open the app, it would be like Do you want to sign in with your wallet? Do you have a crypto wallet? Yes or no? If you say yes, it'll let you sign up the wallet. Boom. You still can use the app, but you just won't have a username and password or email. You're completely anonymous, and your funds are associated with the wallet account. We're also going to have a login where it's like, okay, create a username and password, verify email, and just how like you would with an exchange. There's a wallet inside that. So these are the app will feel the same regardless of if you're signed in with crypto or a Web2 login. That way we can target mass market. I think the main thing I did not discuss that goes in detail in the design document is one of the biggest things that we've done is we've done market research in the United States and the UK. We figured, hey, the value of this environmental impact is based on who actually values having a cleanup occur and wherever we're cleaning. And since we're cleaning the Mithi with Malhar, it's a very significant river, we found that there are actually a lot of Indian immigrants that have actually moved to the West, UK, America, and have formed small businesses such as restaurants and hotels. And so what I ended up doing is I went door to door to these establishments, basically outlined that we're an environmental conservation organization. We want to actually create a way for people to actually support these causes, but actually be able to earn yield from supporting said impact. And actually, a lot of these businesses like the idea of, instead of having to donate to help the environment, they like the idea of staking. Obviously, they didn't know what staking meant, so I explained, hey, you know, when you deposit your money into a bank account, you earn interest on that. You know, the bank is able to lend that money and actually generate value based on the money that's in your savings, et cetera, and you get paid interest on that. I had explained Aquari in the sense that just like the bank is able to create value through its investments, through your users, your state savings and whatnot, you pay your monthly subscription of Aquari that gets swapped. You're actually able to earn interest based on the actual amount of trading volume that comes in from our cleanups. Because our thing about cleanups is more, if you're an environmental organization and you are actually able to scale your operations, like, yes, you are creating value. There is a cost for Circle, fixed cost. We use cost, impact, our market cap, and how. So no, these costs will not impact our market cap. That's what I mentioned where I said, hey, we are a startup. Is there a way that you can actually give us access before we have made enough users? And so what we were able to do was able to come to a deal where they would give us the API keys. We're able to actually develop and test this app out. And then what they would do is give us they would let us use that to actually gain users to where our revenues, once our revenues are enough to cover the monthly subscription, then we would actually start paying out to Circle. Because Circle, from their perspective, they just care, hey, will this project actually bring on users? Will this bring on recurring revenue so that we can actually make money? And so from Circle's perspective, they can always withdraw the API key from us if we don't deliver at any point. And so they said, yes, for sure. We'll let you use our API. And until you get enough users to cover the monetization, we'll let you use it for free. So that's the case. Basically, they're going to let us ramp up. And then once we reach a certain critical mass of profits, they're going to take that. But then at that point, it's no problem because we just keep marketing, keep doing the same and scaling. And eventually we'll be net positive. So the long story short here is everything that I've just discussed is we're trying to prepare for the next cycle by having an app that, have an app that basically, okay, now when you tell your friends about Aquari, they just have to put in their debit card information. They are subscribed. Aquari has recurring revenue. People are earning interest off of that because like how everything, the Aquari token economic system works. And the biggest thing is that businesses, we want to target businesses, Indian-owned businesses in the States. they have a sense of wanting to give back to their home country. You know, they left the home country, made it better in the West and whatnot, and by supporting Malhar's cause and actually cleaning the Métis, they're able to create more national pride for their home country. So this is our go-to-market strategy for now. This actually is really good because at the scale that we need in order to bring Aquari back to where everyone had invested in, we will not saturate the market when it comes to actually asking and approaching these small businesses at that scale. So we're going to bootstrap with that value proposition. And as we're able to have these sustainable revenues, we'll then pivot into starting cleanups in other areas that actually would have significance to small businesses of different cultures. And yes, that is the plan. But as I said, look at the document coming out this week. It will have everything. And yes, I hope you guys have a great evening. Anything you want to say, Mache?
No, I have to keep myself muted when you talk, so there is no echo. But you pretty much summarized. The only thing I would add is that you are going to have a grand meeting while you are in Pakistan. If you could elaborate on that, because it's quite a bit of news for AMA too. Obviously, it's
Yes.
nothing is set in stone. But yeah.
Yes, I would love to elaborate on that, but as you can see with my environment right now, that would not be the best thing.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, yeah, I hope everyone got that message there.
Yeah.
So, will Mahar join other AMA in the near future? Might be good for group sentiment, getting people to join the AMA. Yes, we can have him join. What I'll probably do is actually have maybe a live stream while I'm physically in Mumbai at the Beach Please cleanup site. That would be a good way to go about everything. But yes, guys, just look out for that document. You'll be able to see the amazing progress that we've made over the last few months. We're going to have more frequent AMAs. I know it's a huge gap, but we're going to get the show on the road. So thank you all for coming out tonight. We'll stay in touch, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys, and thank you for joining us today.